Okay, everyone, I really, really, really want to talk about Kaceytron right now. So, Kaceytron has done a series of posts where she is talking about the ongoing lawsuit. Obviously, Ethan Klein is suing Denims, Kaceytron, and Frogan. Now, I made a dedicated video not that long ago, I think only like a week or two ago, where I talked in detail about my thoughts on the lawsuit and Ethan suing these women and why I actually believe he's doing it, why I believe he's a hypocrite, and why I just think ultimately it's evil that he's doing this. So I don't want to rehash in case people have watched that, so just know that there is a dedicated video. I'll pin it down below where I like really deep dive into my thoughts on him suing these women, how it's a power trip and he doesn't even care about it, blah, 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 right? Like I've made it very, very, very clear, and I really do stand behind Kaceytron, Frogan, and Denims so much. Now, Kaceytron has done some posts that I was getting tagged in a lot and I wanted to go through. So let's go through them right now, because obviously the reason that Kaceytron has kind of done these posts is because obviously these three women have been at the hands of an overwhelming amount of harassment because of Ethan and the crew and H3 fans, you know, since I would actually argue before these lawsuits ever dropped, right? Like I can't even be like H3 people come for me, Ethan comes for me, right? But I could not imagine, and I can't even begin to, the harassment that these women go through. I honestly, like, my mind can't even go there. And this is coming up because, obviously, people are talking about in the wake of, you know, AB talking about everything that has been going on behind the scenes with H3 and the fact that Olivia is currently on a mental health break. Now, I was going to talk about this, but I was actually so fucking disturbed by what AB said, and I was so fucking just, like, pissed off at the fact that I had made a video, and I had talked about the fact that me and Olivia aren't friends anymore because people kept using it against me. Like, LOL, Adam's such a pussy, like, he's befriending people whose bosses get to call him all these different things, get to throw accusations, get to, you know, all this, and so I just made that disconnect. And then AB literally throws Olivia under the bus because she's now taking a mental health break and is saying that Ian and Anissa, AB from the streets, Ian and Anissa are stressing her out so much with their back and forth in text that Olivia wants to kill herself. AB said that. And the fact that AB would be willing to throw Olivia under the bus like that, for what does he want? Attention, to be clipped, whatever, shows that at the end of the day, he is just a terrible person. And I really feel bad for Olivia that these are the people that's surrounding her at the end of the day, because that's someone who Olivia clearly found comfort in and is now weaponizing her most vulnerable moment for what? To be clipped on his Twitch stream. Like, AB is such a piece of shit. And he sits on H3 and says, I'm probably the only person who can take down Snark. I'm probably the only person that can go up against it because I'm worse than Snark because I know how to take these people down. I know how to engage in it. No, AB, at the end of the day, you're just a little pussy and nobody takes you fucking serious. Like, my fucking God. Like, and I just honestly cannot believe that he would throw Olivia under the bus like that. And it shows how dumb and brainwashed the H3 people are, that AB is literally saying and basically weaponizing Olivia's mental health, and then people have the audacity to put that onto Ian and Anissa, Kaceytron, Denims, Frogan, me, anyone, whenever we have someone who's clearly one of her closest people trying to weaponize her at her lowest moment for what? Attention, AB? I think you're disgusting, and I can't believe that you would do that to Olivia. And the fact that H3 people have the audacity to come to my comment section and be like, I can't believe you would say you're not friends with Olivia anymore. I can't believe you would throw Olivia under the bus. And she's feeling this way because of you. How about she's feeling this way because she's finding comfort in her coworkers, and then they're blasting on social media her at her mental worst for attention, clout, and to be clipped on Reddit. Like, AB, you're a piece of shit, and I really, really, really feel bad for Olivia that she clearly found comfort in you, and you just blasted that in another moment of one of your manic late-night fucking streams. It's pathetic, and anyways, the reason for this is because, obviously, there's been this discussion about the mental health of the people on the H3 crew. I mean, we have Olivia leaving on a mental health break. And Kaceytron has basically done this post, which is like, okay, so this is what I'm going through at the hands of H3. Why isn't this also being acknowledged? Which is such a great point. So Kaceytron did a huge post, which I want to read through. But I want to read the one from today. Thank you guys for all the support yesterday. Through this whole process, I've told myself I'm not going to hide my suffering. My suffering is going to be front and center. I'm giving Ethan exactly what he wants. To laugh at the suffering he's exposing another human to. He's just such an evil person. P.S. I'll be back Saturday. I've been putting off coming back because I'm really struggling mentally. I honestly can't even begin to imagine. I feel overwhelmed with anxiety and depression. The kind of financial bullying I'm being exposed to is the kind of stuff people themselves over. Per AB and Olivia, though. So, Kaceytron, I want to get to this post, which we're going to read through, and we're going to take our time with, because I don't want to rush, her words. But I just think that that's a great point. H3 people are harassing and talking about the fact that members of the H3 crew are now going on mental health leaves. Members of, people that are working, crew members are leaving the show. They've had so many crew, leave over the last year or whatever like that. Maybe let's focus on the workplace. But also, isn't it ironic that the entire show's premise is targeting, harassing, bullying, financially bullying, actually bullying, harassing online people, but never any of that is taken into consideration. Is it? No. And actually, the crew don't even care about each other's mental health as well, because AB's willing to fucking blast Olivia, telling him a confidential secret about her lowest moment, but to AB, that is a quick moment that he can say and it'll get clipped and he gets attention. It's disgusting. He's disgusting. He really, really, really is disgusting. So anyways, let's read this post from Kaceytron, shall we? Let's get to it. So, since Ethan Klein has alluded to me being a piece of shit, a bitch, an awful person, or whatever else he said about me, since many of you don't know who I am, including Ethan, who is only suing me because of my proximity to Hassan, I wanted to take the chance to control my own narrative and tell my own story. As many of you probably know, being predisposed to poverty exposes you front and center to things like drug abuse and domestic violence. Twitch was a way out for me. I went viral on Twitch in 2013, right off the heels of Gamergate. I turned all of the misogyny that I received as a female gamer into satirization of what misogynists thought girl gamers were. I went viral and became Kaceytron. During my peak on Twitch, not only was I targeted by the platform itself, but I was swatted, doxxed, had photoshopped nudes sent to my family members, anything you can think of. During the time that I was receiving mass hate online with no support, even from the platform that I streamed on, I was facing even darker realities in real life. I was taken care of and lost my grandmother. I was also trying to help my mom leave an extremely abusive relationship and get clean. The doxing, the swatting, the abuse, it all went on behind the scenes. I was too afraid to ever speak on it publicly back then, in fear that I would just be made fun of and expose myself to further harassment. Looking back, I regret that young 23-year-old me didn't ask for help, and maybe it wouldn't have got so bad. And that just, I'm about to be 23. I'm giving context here. I'm about to be 23 in a couple days, right? I cannot begin to fathom going through anything that was just said in that paragraph. Anything. Not that there's an age where you're able to deal with things, but that is a 23-year-old going through all this. And the fact that Kaceytron, has gone through different journeys on social medias that have all kind of been, dealing with harassment and bullying and smear campaigns and all the rest. And Ethan Klein is in turn creating another one and is finding joy in being a financial burden, trying to suppress bullying, targeting these women. It's the three women as well. Three women. Quite like how we see him constantly come after other women. Taylor Lorenz, it's always a woman. I think the only fucking exception we can get these days is Hassan. It's insane. Like, it's insane. To shed some light on the stuff I was dealing with in private, the day of my grandmother's funeral, my mom came to the ceremony with 2 black eyes the size of softballs. He broke into her house and attacked her while she was in the shower. The years that followed were full of more emergency calls from my mother, more horrific abuse, and there I was, completely powerless to get her to leave, powerless to get her to press charges, constantly confronted by her abuser, heckled by him. Yeah, I beat the fuck out of your mom, and you can't do anything about it, fat. Then I'd come home, turn on the stream like nothing happened, go into character, and disassociate. Anticipating the next call, fearing it would be the one where I was told that my mom was found dead. I cannot begin to describe how much the holding place I'm in now, with all of the financial harm I'm being exposed to by an ego-driven man with malicious intent. There it is. It's that. It's that. It's that. It's that point right there. The fact that he is doing this because he's being malicious, and he is doing this just to fucking ruin these women's lives. This next year is going to be extremely mentally draining for me. It's already kicking me into fight or flight, back into that very same survival mode I lived in for 4 long years. The type of survival that privileged people crying over internet criticism will never know. And there we go again. That point as well. That Ethan puts people through significantly worse what he cries online that he goes through. What he cries he goes through. In 2016, I was able to qualify for a loan, and I bought my first and only home in foreclosure for a whopping $100K. We quickly moved in. I bought a home with enough space for my family, a place that could be a safe haven for my mother away from her abuser. My disabled sister was finally able to get her own room, and my father took over the unfinished basement and garage. At the age of just 26, I was using the small success that I had to house my entire family, who was literally facing homelessness had I not taken action. In 2017, I met the love of my life, someone who fully accepted me and all of my burdens that I had taken on. We just got unofficially married at the Walmart in Branston last month. Almost 10 years later, and this is more than just a home to me. This is the shelter and the stability that I never had, but I always longed for. The thought of losing a space that I thought I was going to grow old in, that I had remodeled alongside my father, that kept my family from homelessness, the thought of losing it all because of one man's ego. And it's always fuck Ethan Klein. Like, it's fuck Ethan Klein. And why do the crew never acknowledge that this is what their boss does to people? Fucking double standard, dude. Ugh. The thought of losing it all because of one man's ego is extremely difficult to even comprehend. I've carried many burdens in life, but never one where the suffering feels so pointless. Ethan Klein is gleefully exposing me to hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees, as many of his fans and onlookers claim that I deserve to lose everything I own and be homeless because I'm an awful person. And by the way, they decide that Kaceytron, Denims, Frogan, whoever, is an awful person because Ethan doesn't like them. I feel scared, isolated, and the burden of telling my family the reality of what we're facing. And because this isn't just Kaceytron. And this is what Ethan, I mean, he should understand, and he probably does, but he doesn't give a fuck. Because all he cares about is himself. all he cares about is taking other people down. You know why? Because that's content for him. The longer he can ruin people's lives, the more that's content for him. The more he can sue people, the more that's legal filing update readings. The more that's he can post about them. That's the more he can, because keep in mind, at the end of the day, strip back these fucking lawsuits right now. Any lawsuits that he's getting involved in, or any people that he's beefing with, what content does he have right now? What content does he have right now? What, a couple fucking Am I the Asshole Reddit readings a month that flop? This is why he does it. I feel scared, isolated, and the burden of telling my family the reality of what we're facing weighs heavy. I've been the matriarch of my family since my grandmother passed away when I was 23. The one everyone can go to, the one who always has it together. This is literally kind of devastating shit. This is literally the kind of devastating shit you have to tell your family that men blow their brains out over. I'm going to fight for my ability to keep my home and stay on top of these mountains of legal fees with everything I have. I'm just going to need as much support as I can along the way. I'm taking one more mental health day. I'm sorry to all the real ones for all the time away. I just really need it to fully comprehend what I'm going to be up against. And also, the next year isn't going to hold many breaks for me. Love and light up for me. P.S. You matter. Your struggle matters. All of our struggles matter. Fight the good fight. Solidarity forever. Now, first and foremost, just want to clarify that the top of the description will be Kaceytron's GoFundMe. First and foremost, that is the most important one. Here it is right here. And it will be the top pinned. It will be the top pinned. Actually, mods, I'm going to... on Twitch right now, let's replace my merch thing with this right now. Priorities. Here we go. So there we go. It's pinned right here, and it will be on YouTube as well. So this is Kaceytron's GoFundMe. Support Kaceytron's legal defense against Ethan Klein. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about this, okay? I have a lot of thoughts about this. First and foremost, my heart breaks for women who have to deal with their life crumbling because of a man's ego. Specifically, we're seeing Ethan Klein do this, and it's just so disgusting and revolting. And again, I have no problem saying what I say about the crew because they're sitting onlookers, allowing other people to struggle at the hands of their boss, and also they contribute to it. And I just think that Kaceytron making the point of everyone right now is focused on talking about the mental health of the crew, which, yes, both things can be true at the same time. But how about the people that are preaching the mental health of the crew are the ones that are harassing, bullying, doubling down, and pushing people like Kaceytron to the brink of losing everything, but they don't give a fuck about that. That goes to show that you guys actually don't care about mental health, or you don't care about it. It literally, you're bullshitters. So don't you fucking dare come into my fucking comments, specifically on my Olivia video, and have the fucking audacity to preach mental health, and how dare you put Olivia in this position to me. Go fuck yourself. You bitches do not fucking care about Olivia's mental health either. You don't care about AB's mental health. At the end of the day, you don't care about Ethan's mental health. You know what's so fucking funny? When Ethan Klein pulled back on the amount of content that H3 were posting, the fans were so fucking angry at Ethan that he had to address it. You know why? Because ultimately, H3 has turned into such a fucking cesspool of hate and hatred for their miserable viewers that they don't give a fuck about Olivia. They don't give a fuck about AB. They don't give a fuck about Guardia, or whoever the new girl that looks like Charlie Kirk, whatever her fucking name is. She like sits in Olivia's, what's her name? I honestly don't know. I just see people call her Guardia. She looks like Charlie Kirk, but as a woman. Whoever that is. No one gives a fuck about you. We don't even know your fucking name. No one cares about Ethan. Clearly no one cares about fucking Ela. Damn, we don't care about you. The greasy haired one as well that plays the sound bites. We don't care about you. And the one from Sweden, we don't care about you either. Because at the end of the day, when you guys pulled back on the amount of content, the fans turned on you because they actually don't care about any of you anymore. They just care about having a space to hate. So clock that, by the way. And my heart breaks for Kaceytron. What is her name? What is her name? The one who's like replaced Olivia. What is her name? Now I know her name's not Chopped. Anyone know? Galia. Okay, there's two different names here. Guys, I know that's not her name. Anyways, my heart breaks for Kaceytron because also what people may not really take into consideration here, if you are not someone who is a streamer or YouTuber or like content creator where you like post on social media, there's some things that maybe you won't focus on in this post as much as maybe people who post on social media do. For me, I really hone in on the fact that at the end of that, she says, guys, I'm going to take one more day off because in the next year, I'm really not going to have any days off. Now, imagine how exhausting this is, and Ethan Klein knows this. The people that he targets are people that post as their livelihood on social media, right? And they are being harassed. The more they post on social media, the more they do their job, the more they're being harassed because of the cesspool that Ethan Klein has created and his fans who do not care about mental health at all, so don't dare play that card. So in order to continue being able to fund the lawsuit that is frivolous and just out of spite and a man's ego, people like Kaceytron have to keep working. What is their work? Uploading. What happens when they upload? People like Ethan, the one who's suing her because of his ego, react to making fun of her. This circle of constant harassment. So the only way for people like Kaceytron to really continue funding this lawsuit is to continue being fucking harassed by people like H3. So don't you fucking dare, any of you, pretend to care about fucking mental health. We see even AB doesn't care about it whenever he's flaunting and showing off behind the scenes secrets about the crew's mental health. You guys can't even fucking pretend. It's fucking pathetic. It honestly fucking is pathetic. And Ethan as well, if you see this getting clipped anywhere, they don't care about yours either. That's why they turned on you when you said you were pulling back on content because it can't continue like this. They don't care about the fact that you're narrating the content. They just want a place to be able to hate. And if they don't care about Ethan, they certainly don't care about the crew. Watch it. If AB left the crew, this is why AB can't leave. If AB leaves, he has nothing. He barely reaches 200 viewers on Twitch anyways. Can you imagine when AB leaves? They will all turn on him as well. They will all turn on him as well. So anyways, my heart really does go out to Kaceytron. Again, the GoFundMe will be linked down below. Please go support it. Please go support Kaceytron. This is heartbreaking. And again, all at the hands of Ethan Klein's ego and the fact that he just wants content. It's devastating, and don't fucking dare any of you on H3 pretend to care about anyone's mental health. How fucking dare you? And by the way, if you only care about some rather than others, then it's a piss take, and you're irrelevant to me. You're irrelevant to me. Next. Wow, that made me more angry than I thought it was. Whoa, that got me heated as fuck.